We are back on Morning Line. Sue Fort White scrolling through her phone Rolodex, getting me a phone number for a story we may work on, which again is on child sex abuse and how important it is to get the information out there, not just to, I think not just to kids, and kids need to know about what to recognize, but parents too.
That's right.
And you know, she was talking to me about the apps that are out there that help. Well, yeah, everything's escalated in the cyber world. Think about it before cell phones and cyber. I mean, how much more this is a vehicle for folks that can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. Right,
and that's the problem. And what we say is, you know, we are not natives. Our children are native users.
So that's exactly right.
And so we'll never stay ahead of them, but having strategies and guidelines in your family that just put your stake in the sand and say, this is how this family manages this. And there was a great article in the Tennessean about a father of, I think, 4 or 5, and he says, hey, you know, they hate it when I say it's 8 o'clock, you know, time for the phones or whatever. You know, they have a docking, everybody puts their phone in, not just the kids, but the adults too, and it's someplace where, you know, you don't take your phone into your room to go to sleep when you're 13 or 14 or 11, because your brain isn't strong enough to say, I need to put it down and unplug. Because it's just too hard. You know, they just don't have those muscles yet, the, you know, resistance muscles.
Oh, yeah. So. You know, Sue, you were telling me at the beginning of the show, our kid's been around for 32 years, which is incredible, all right? I'm just wondering, in the time you've been with them now for almost 15 years, have you seen any improvements? The sad fact is, our kids is going to be needed, I think, for decades to come. It's not going away. I would love it, and I know you would love it, if there was no longer a need for our kids. But there always is. Is it getting any better, or is it getting worse? So
what I think is, I think the answer to your question is both. It is getting better in some ways, and it's getting worse in other ways. And I think that, you know, the whole dark web and all that stuff, you know, I think that the technology is a great thing, and it's also a menace, you know, in certain ways if it's not managed well. I think that in some ways, us getting the word out through What If I Told You, and people having more honest conversations about the issue and how prevalent it is, that's great. And the other thing is, many people are being trained in stewards of children. More organizations are, you know, are boosting their policies, because policies protect. And the other thing is this new, it's not really a new movement, but the adverse childhood experience body of knowledge, and our kids is very much a part of ACE Nashville. I think that when people are understanding adverse childhood experience and the impact on, you know, the adult health and the toxic stress on children and all of that, that's good news, because we can prevent
toxic stress on children.
You know, we can prevent adverse childhood experiences by doing all manner of good things around policy and around, you know, investing our resources in trauma-informed schools and training and all that stuff, and people understanding, but also helping mitigate, you know, the damage, you know, that adults suffer from what happened to them in childhood. And so when we can meet them, it's not about what's wrong with you, but it's like what happened to you, and it's a more compassionate read. But it's also, where is your resilience? How do you feel strong? Where does your wisdom reside? Even if you're in crisis, you have wisdom. Yeah. You know, and we've got to be strength-based, and we've got to, you know, we've got to keep it real in the real world.
All right, let's talk about the swag, as we just have a few minutes left to discuss again, and let's hit it up. By the way, Soup Sunday always sells out, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. Yes,
tickets on sale now?
The tickets on sale. Go to ourkidscenter.com.
Are they scalping them? Do they scalp the tickets?
Not that I know
okay, all right.
$25 for an adult ticket, $5 for a child's ticket, and the children's activities, the balloon artists and the face painting, and the science experiments and the magic shows, and we're going to have special guests this year for the children. So, but here is your
soup ladle,
because you always need more than one, and yes, and then also
awesome.
our aprons.
Yes, thank you. Now keep in mind, just to remind folks, they're going to be, when you go to this, you know, great cause, but this event, whether it's for this great cause or not, is something that is just Cool. There are going to be 50 restaurants represented, I think. Fine restaurants from around Middle Tennessee.
Very
and
fine
there will that means there's like 6 stations, right? And each station has like 8 soup, and you go up and you get a little thing and you can sample all these soups. There's breadsticks and then water everywhere, and you get to sample all the soups. If you have a favorite, you can go back and get some more if you want.
Nobody leaves hungry. It is so fantastic. We also have wonderful culinary judges, and also
you have a whole bunch of them.
You know, Andrew Little from Josephine's and Trevor Turndrup, who is
from Moon Taxi.
He's been
there the last few years.
Oh my gosh, he's wonderful. And Kristen Beringson from the Green Pheasant, Dan Buckley, Lieutenant Dan from Lightning 100, he's wonderful. Audra Lafayette, Lafayette, the soup lady. Hal Gill is one of our new
from the Preds,
Nashville Predators Radio Network and former player, and Josh Habiger from Bastion. Anyway, it's fantastic. Fantastic.
I remember last year we give awards for most creative, Judge's Choice, and People's Choice. The people get to vote. People's Choice is, I guess, the biggie, right? It's whatever. Everyone tries it, and that's the one.
Yes.
But last year it was Broadway Brewhouse in Midtown, and I think they've finished in the top 2 or 3 the last couple of years.
Yes,
they always do
several years.
Yeah, they always do really well. Gray and Dudley's, and I've tried all these last year, and I cannot remember exactly what the soup was, but it's always so good. There's like dessert soups, and then you guys have slushies. Don't they make a coffee bar?
Yes,
and then there's cinnamon buns.
Buns on the run.
Yeah, buns on.
Thank you,
and then don't forget too, the silent auction's cool. You guys have a lot of great stuff. It's on the back hallway there as you go up the escalator, and then everything's there.
It's unbelievable. It's great. And it's all those merchants. They want to be part of the success. They want to be part of what helps.
Most of them that were here last year, most of them, I imagine, do you just call them back, say, are you up for it again? Or do they ask about it? Or they just rebook each time?
Well, I mean, you know, everybody, I mean, people love the event. If they can get to it, if they can contribute, if they can participate, they really want to.
Okay.
And again, it's the generosity of the heart, the spirit. It's just so lovely.
One other thing we need to say, and I think you realized that you had to put a cap on it. You could probably sell enough tickets to fill up the darn stadium. You don't. So the beauty of it is, don't think, oh, we're going to go and I'm going to be waiting in line for an hour to get my soup. You put a cap at, is it
1,500?
Think about that. You could sell way more tickets than that.
Right.
So 1,500, but that's all in that club seat section. But because you keep the cap,
plenty of seats.
There's plenty of seats, plenty of room, and it's easy access to. You just go up. I mean, there's a little line as it just gets started.
It's not a big deal.
And then you can also buy soup at the end too. If you have a favorite, you go on up.
Quarts
Let's
for
remind
sale.
that.
Yes.
Quarts for sale. You can get these.
And aprons, and I think we may have some T-shirts. I have to just tell you, you know, you bring out the best in me. I just love coming on this show, but I love this casual look.
Well, thank you. She likes the sweater and the no tie. I like not having to wear a tie.
You know,
sometimes
I just think it's wonderful.
Well, I'll be casual, but I'll wear my tie-dye apron and my chef's hat when I come to MC the event, as always. And I'm deadly serious up there, okay? This is serious stuff. Remind folks how much money is raised for this event.
Hopefully around $150,000.
Okay, and you have other events throughout the year, right? So this one is one that's high profile because of the nature of it, and we talk about it. We also have the run, which is in
J.E. Dunn Hammer Down Race. That is at the first Saturday of April. It's not going to be cold.
I know,
this
but
year.
I've been out there before when I can't feel my toes.
I know. It was dreadful last year, but it was for a good cause.
And there were other years when it was always for a good cause.
And then the IMI Kids Classic, the first Thursday in October, which is wonderful.
That's a golf event.
Yes.
Okay. Are you a golfer?
No, but I come from a long line.
You do come from a long line of golfers. All right. Listen, I just hope people take advantage of this. Go to www.ourkidscenter.com. Now, you cannot buy tickets at the gate because they're going to be more or less sold out by that point, right?
We will absolutely be sold out by then. Don't wait. Don't wait.
Okay, just get those, and then it starts at the Titan Stadium. I always say Titan Stadium. At Nissan Stadium at 11 o'clock, and it goes till 2. So you can go after church.
Yeah.
Go have soup for lunch, and then you're out of there by 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And again, 850 children a year, do you see?
Yes, in fact, last in 2018 we served 876.
876 children. These are ones, and they come to you through folks reaching out to you. Are they referred to you through the prosecutor's office?
The Department of Children's
DCS.
Services, law enforcement, concerned family members. pediatricians, you know, emergency department staff.
So when the call comes into our kids, okay, I guess you get a summary and evaluation of the situation. So and then do they come into you? Will they sometimes go visit them? I know DCS goes to the scene.
So I mean, every case is different, because sometimes you know, we are called and it is an emergency right then, and we go. Other times we schedule if the sexual assault has not happened within 72 hours. Frequently in Davidson County, the Nashville Children's Alliance, who is our CAC Child Advocacy Center here, our partner, they will want to do the forensic interview with the child first before the medical. If whenever we can do that way, we do it.
Right.
But every case is different, and sometimes caregivers are so distressed by the disclosure of the child that their distress level is really impacting the child and the family. So sometimes we say, you know, let's go ahead and get you in, you know, and support you and evaluate the child.
How many on staff at our kids?
We are mighty but small, only 13.
Wow, you guys do an amazing job.
We have 4 nurse practitioners and 4 social workers, and then the rest of us support. And everybody, at our kids, everybody is a teacher, a learner, and a healer, no matter what your position.
And they all have skills. This is not something where there's necessarily volunteers. If you want to help, because of the sensitive nature of what you do, if you want to help, because people are like, well, how can I help? Again, it's through the charitable causes, the events like this.
Yeah, because the nurse practitioners and the social workers are very, very highly trained, highly educated, and there's no sort of let's cross-train here or there. This is a technical subspecialty. This is serious business.
Tell you what, Sue, they're so lucky to have you.
I love you, darling.
You're a wonderful spokesperson. You push for it. You know, you're involved with a lot of these sponsors who do a fantastic job, and we'll do what we can to promote that. And with me, you know me, when it comes to children's causes, I'll always help. So anytime we can promote for you or do anything, you let us know. You and I are both called and we're sent, and we're both faithful to the call. Well, for sure, on this. How can you not be? Everyone should be. Sue, thank you again. I love you, darling. We'll see you soon. I'll see you at Soup Sunday for sure. We'll take a break. I'll have that website for you again if you're interested in buying tickets, and a programming note about tomorrow right after this. Stay with us.